Hello everyone. So it's time once again for my TBR. This month's TBR. February or February. Of course, TBR being the abbreviation for tacos, beer, and the reading of books. Like always, right? Unfortunately, I do not have, at this moment, currently I do not have with me any tacos or beer, but I did yesterday. And in fact, I think that seems to be kind of my tradition. The day before I actually record a new TBR video, I actually do end up eating tacos and having a couple beers. But anyways, so I don't have the tacos, don't have the beer, but I do have the books, and so I'll get right into it. Talk about what I plan on reading this month. So, first, in fact, I wanted to start reading a lot more poetry this month, and pretty much, in fact, I want to start reading a lot more poetry this entire year. So I figured I might as well start sometime. Might as well start this month. So, first collection I have here is titled "The Chameleon Couch" by Yusef Komun-Yaka. Yeah, the Chameleon Couch. Of course, I really haven't heard of this poet before, but this collection was a National Book Award finalist, and I skimmed through it. Most of the poems seemed interesting enough, so yeah, I checked it out. Next one is another poetry collection. It's titled Bright Dead Things. It's by Ada Limon. Yeah, Ada Limon. This was also a National Book Award finalist. And I also skimmed through this. Most of the poems do seem pretty interesting. And last poetry collection I checked out is Monsters, Zombies, and Addicts by Gwendolyn Zapata. Yeah. Alright. I guess you could say this one's more of obviously much more of an independent, published by an independent publisher. But again, the poems do seem interesting enough, so I checked it out. I also want to encourage more people to start reading a lot more poetry collections, because I don't know, I guess for me, I feel like poetry tends to be very underrated when it comes to anything to do with literature. But I don't know, that's just me. So moving on. I do plan on reading at least one graphic novel, maybe even a couple more, but this one in particular, Doctor Strange. What is it that disturbs you, Stephen? Yeah. I think I showed this off before in a recent library book haul, I believe. Yeah. I also liked the recent Doctor Strange movie, though I felt like they could have done a little bit more with it, but it was still pretty awesome nonetheless. So, yeah. Next one I plan on reading this month is Pale Fire. Pale Fire by Vladimir Nabokov, or Nabokov. Pale Fire. Obviously, this is more of a classic book. In fact, I guess it's actually more of a it's kind of like an epic poem, but along with insightful commentary And so I don't know. I read a lot of mixed reviews on this. I've also seen, well, in fact, I haven't seen that many booktubers talk about this in particular, other than Roya Eve Reads. I've seen her, I think, in a couple of her videos she has talked about this, and I've been planning on reading it for some time, so I figured I might as well finally read it, check it out for myself. So yeah, Pale Fire. Also, if you're not familiar with Roya Eve Reads, I'll link her channel down below. Definitely check that out. Next two here are audiobooks. And they're kind of interesting, well, the format. First one is Red Planet by Robert A. Heinlein, or Heinlein. Yeah. Other one is The Edge of Uncertainty by Michael Brooks. Yeah. These are audiobooks, except what it is, you know, they're called Play Away, the All-in-One audiobook. So it seemed interesting. What it is, it's kind of like, I guess you could say, like an MP3 player kind of thing. And of course it just comes preloaded with one audiobook, and all you have to do is plug in a set of headphones and, you know, press play and you're good to go. So yeah, I wanted to try these out. They seem pretty interesting. I guess mostly because I am able to, of course, listen to audiobooks on my phone, like with most smartphones. But you know, because I don't want to have to constantly worry about using up my phone's data, the data plan, you know, that whole thing. So these definitely seem like a good idea for me. So yeah, I encourage everyone else to check these out too, especially, you know, if you want to just be able to have a audiobook preloaded on something that isn't one of your devices. Yeah, I don't know, it seemed like a good idea to me. Next one, of course, I'll be reading, which I already kind of started reading, Legalizing Marijuana, Promises and Pitfalls by Margaret J. Goldstein. And this is another one I believe I mentioned in a recent library book haul video. And this is actually geared towards young adults. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I like that. It's also not that long. But so far, I'd say it's definitely very interesting, mostly because it just deals with, you know, a lot of the facts when it comes to the various medicinal purposes for marijuana, and also the fact that, you know, so many people do need it. There are so many people out there who could actually really benefit from, you know, medicinal marijuana, or in fact, I guess more accurately, medicinal THC or cannabis. I'm still trying to figure out the differences. I guess one of the main differences is like THC, cannabis. Like one is a little more potent than the other. One comes in a much more concentrated form than the other. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've just barely started reading this. Seemed interesting enough. Another one I plan on reading this month is Grow All You Can Eat in 3 Square Feet. Inventive Ideas for Growing Food in a Small Space. Yeah. So, I don't consider myself to be a gardener, but I have, I guess you could say, dabbled in it in the past, a couple times here and there. But what I like about this is it gives a lot of really great suggestions as to how to go about planting certain things. And there's a lot of really great illustrations, or photographs, also illustrations. Yeah, I guess you could say I definitely, I'm determined this year to definitely start growing, at least, I want to say, I guess I want to grow enough of my own produce, I guess, so that I can at least help my family save at least, I don't know, I would say 10 to 20% at the grocery store, because I feel like that would obviously help out a lot. And yeah, obviously I know I have to factor in a big learning curve, but I mean, I'm willing to do that, and I consider myself to be a pretty patient person when it comes to long-term projects. So yeah. All right. Last one is another book along, pretty much has to do with gardening as well. Gardens from Garbage: How to Grow Indoor Plants from Recycled Kitchen Scraps. Yeah. This one is a lot shorter, mostly because it's geared towards. This is mostly for young adults. But yeah, it's just another one to. It's pretty much like an introduction to gardening and growing plants, vegetables. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, I wanted to start educating myself more on the whole process of gardening, growing, you know, planting, harvesting, that kind of stuff. I mean, for the most part, because I do feel as though obviously the resources are out there, they're available to us, to all of us, and you know, I personally feel like it's a shame that more of us don't take advantage of these resources, not just books, but also the various online resources. And so yeah, definitely, of course, once I do start planting and actually growing something, I will be uploading a lot of videos pertaining to that, the whole process. Yeah, and hopefully, I don't know, hopefully at the same time inspiring other people to do the same, or at least start becoming familiar with what it takes to actually start growing their own produce. So yeah. Alright. So that'll do it for my TBR, February TBR. Thanks for watching. Let me know if any of you have read of these titles that I mentioned, or even if you just heard of them, or you know, if you can recommend similar titles for me, I would definitely appreciate it. That would be awesome. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, don't be afraid to follow me on social media. All the links will be down below. And thank you to everybody who is currently subscribed. I do appreciate it, always. And until next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.